Today's video is a cautionary tale about addiction because we're going to discuss a line that I said I would never collect because honestly, they're really kind of hit or miss. Some figures, like Dumbledore, are fantastic. I absolutely love them. I think he is my first Eaglemoss figure, right? And then I started looking at other ones like Hagrid. Hagrid is another great one. I mean, who doesn't love the gentle giant Hagrid, right? I mean, so it starts off with two, and then it morphs into something a little crazy because honestly, the Hero Collection by Eaglemoss, it's not a collection that I really like. Their characters are good. I mean, and there's bad ones, and then there's ones that are just plain ugly. So guys, today we're going to take a look at why addiction is a bad thing, because now that I've started, I can't stop. So stick around and we'll take a look at the first batch of Eaglemoss characters for Harry Potter. Hey there everyone, my name's Perry and welcome to the Potter Addict. Well, like I told you, today's video is going to be a little bit different because in all honesty, there's going to be a bunch of these that we're going to take a look at that I'm not a huge fan of. But my problem is that when I start collecting something, I've got to complete the collection. And that puts us in a sticky situation with this particular line because I'm about 50-50 on these characters. There are some, like Pomona Sprout, that are absolutely fantastic, spot on little replicas of the actual characters from the movie, and then there are others that are just weird, creepy, not exactly accurate, like this large Dobby that has the creepiest smile I've ever seen. So I mean, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a random kind of grouping of the ones that I have here and take a look at them, and I'll let you guys decide. Is Eaglemoss something you'd be interested in? Yes, no, I don't know. But without further ado, let's dive into the very first one, and the one that I'm most excited to open, and that is Pomona Sprout. Now, Pomona Sprout is a very overlooked character in the world of Harry Potter. She is, I believe that Eaglemoss is the only one that has actually done a Pomona Sprout figure. So that's huge, and that was one of the reasons why I had to have this one, because it's one of those figures that you just want to add to your collection, just to have her. I mean, she's part of the movies. And I love her. I think she's a fantastic figure, especially if you are into herbology and you like stuff like that. She is a fantastic figure. So we're just going to slide her off to the side here. And let's take a look at Pomona Sprout. So Pomona Sprout is fantastic. They did such a good job on her, giving her like her big robe, her gardening robe. She's got her gloves on, her earmuffs, her gray hair poofing out from underneath her little hat there, and then in her hand she's got the mandrake clutched by the top. I mean, she is fantastic, guys. And the thing about these is, again, they're like a resin. They're like a molded figure that's been painted. And what I'm telling you about these is some are just very well done. The features are great. They captured the character's likeness great, and then they did a fantastic job on painting them. And then some are just not. I mean, they really aren't. They did a very poor job on the character model. They did a very poor job on the paint. I mean, it's just, like I said, it's really a crapshoot with these guys. So Dumbledore's fantastic. Pomona's fantastic. Hagrid, Bellatrix, the Dementor, those are all the ones that I currently have in my collection. So now let's take a look at one of the ones that I feel is not a good representation, and that would be, I think the worst one I've got in this group here is probably Yeah, this one here. I think this is one of the worst ones. It's not the worst. One of the worst ones that I have right here today. There are a few out there that are slightly off, slightly worse than these. Now, the thing I do like about Eaglemoss is with each character, they give you this little booklet. And the booklet gives you details about the particular figure, why this particular pose and everything is chosen, some details, some behind the scenes stuff. It's really kind of cool that they do this for every figure. So something different, like I said, that not anybody else has done. The other disappointing part about this, though, is that this is a discontinued line. So you will not be able to find these in stores. You can get lucky and find them online occasionally where somebody's scored like a batch, but they do not last. They sell out relatively quick because there are people like me who are crazy and have to complete collections, so they're willing to buy these. But these particular figures I found online at a place called, well, let's say 50-50. Half of these were purchased from a company called HMV, which is out of the UK, and the other half I found online here from a company in Texas called Cotton Collectibles. So, so some of these I got for a really good deal, which made like picking up one like this that I'm not a big fan of worth it. And then others I didn't get as good of a deal, like Pomona, but worth it because I really wanted Pomona. So let's take a look at Harry Potter. So, like I said, this Harry is a little awkward looking. I mean, if you look at his hair, he's got this weird kind of helmet on his head. It almost looks like he's got like a Quidditch helmet on, like the keeper's helmet. But I mean, the robes look great. The glove, Hedwig looks fantastic. Glasses are slightly off, in my opinion. Just the molding of his face isn't my favorite. Again, not at all my favorite Harry Potter. I mean, this particular Harry Potter is probably my least favorite, and I've got some awkward ones, right? I mean, you guys can't tell me that I moved them. Sorry. The vinyl one where he's got the bowl cut isn't a goofy looking one, but I love that guy for some reason. I don't understand it, but this one, not so much. So least favorite of the ones I have by Eaglemoss. And let's just get the other one out of the way. This is the other awkward one that I am not a fan of, and I was really surprised that they went with the scale of this figure. Because they've got other small figures like Grip Hook and Flitwick that are small in scale, and then they take a figure like Dobby and they make him big. I mean, in comparison, he is much bigger than any of the other characters in this line. So, I mean, if you take him in comparison to Hagrid, I think he's about the same size. So, I mean, and then if you take a look at him in comparison to Harry, I mean, again, look at the two of these. Look at the two of these. You know, he's a giant compared to Harry. So why they did this, I'm not 100% sure, and why they gave him the world's creepiest smile. Which let's just dive right in and take a look at this guy. So, Dobby. I mean, Dobby is a character that you have to love. I mean, his sacrifice, the loyalty to Harry, everything he did in the movies was absolutely phenomenal. But this figure is a little bit on the creepy side. I mean, his smile is something that kind of haunts my nightmares. It's not the greatest look for Dobby. I mean, his clothing is great. His paint job is great. The book open with the sock. I mean, all the details of that are great. It's just they really messed up something in the face on this one for me. And you can't salvage that when his cute little face looks that creepy. I mean, guys, I've given you the close-up. You've seen it, and I don't know. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Is this one that you would add to your collection? I mean, I got a great deal on him. Again, another one from HMV that I got a good deal on, which was worth it to me because I will complete this collection. But there are certain figures that I will not pay above a certain dollar amount for because I do not want I just don't want to spend the money on them. I mean, I'd rather wait and get them for the right price than add them to my collection just to complete it. So let's take a look at Quirrell. Quirrell is one of the ones that I'm very intrigued to see because everything I've looked at, they show the front of his face, which is not too bad, but I want to see the Voldemort on the back of his head. I really want to see how they did on that Voldemort, because that is kind of the key for me on this one, is did they succeed in making a good, creepy Voldemort on the back of his head? So without further ado, let's take a look at Quirrell. So this particular figure is very well done. I absolutely love this one. I think they did a phenomenal job. You've got Quirrell in his robes with his suit underneath. You can see his tie tied neatly on here. And then he's got his turban in his hands after he's just unwrapped it from his head to reveal the Voldemort. Now, here is my issue, but it's movie accurate. Movie accurate, because if you remember in the very first one, when they gave Voldemort the image of Voldemort on the back of Quirrell's head, he did have a nose. Now, although Voldemort, once he appears in the movies, never has a nose, he absolutely has a nose on the back of Quirrell's head, and he did in the Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone, whatever you want to call it. He did as well there. So they did a fantastic job on this one. This one, they hit out of the park. Guys, this is the reason why I collect these, because there are some home runs and there are some real bad pop-up flies. I mean, they're just not good characters, but again, they make up for it with ones like this. So let's take a look at one more. Let's do this one. Let's take a look at the Ollivander, because Ollivander to me is one that I'm kind of on the fence with. Because I've seen the depictions of him online for the characters. Through the box, he looks okay. I really honestly just need to see this one for myself to decide whether or not I think they did a good job. So without further ado, let's take a look at Ollivander. So now, this particular figure, I think they did a relatively good job of. I love his outfit. His outfit, him clutching the wand as he's like offering it to somebody, his robe that he's got on. I mean, I think they did an absolutely amazing job on this outfit. But the face to me is not Ollivander's face. I think it's a little off. It's not poorly done. It's just a little off in comparison to what he looked like in the movies, right? So, I mean, in my opinion, this one right here isn't a home run, but it's a good figure. This is a good ad. I'm happy to have this one as part of the collection, but not exactly, the greatest as far as these go. So, guys, it leaves me with 5 more that I am going to hold off and wait to do in a follow-up video, because I know most of the time these are tough to sit through. They're long. They get a little lengthy for my viewers. So I'm gonna break this up and I'm gonna do the next ones in a follow-up video. So stick around. If you interested in seeing the rest of these, let me know. If it's something that you want to gloss over and you're not that interested in, say something, because I will port these directly to Instagram. I'll open them up because trust me, it eats at me not opening them up. I only wait for you guys. So, but we're to that point in the video, guys, where I need you to please click that subscribe button, click that bell notification, give me a thumbs up, and please check me out on Instagram, because I will absolutely be showing these guys over there, and I might possibly, depending on your comments, show these directly over there as well. So you definitely want to check that out. And I should make you aware that I have started to pick up things on TikTok. So I am trying to post and repost things there as well, just again for people who need that short fix, you know, that that don't like Instagram or like Instagram but love TikTok or whatever the case may be. I'm trying to get more options out there for you guys. So, but please, before we end this video, do me a favor. Again, like I said, click or comment below, because I really want to get opinions from you guys on these. These are one of these ones that I know that there's going to be a lot of people that aren't interested in these. I'm not that interested in these. I'm interested in some, not a ton of them. Now, there are some really good ones that I don't have yet that I am still tracking down, and so there are some great ones that are out there, and we've got a few that are in here. Gilderoy Lockhart, Flitwick. I've got 2 Harrys. I've got a grip hook. I mean, so there's some good ones over here, guys, that we can definitely take a look at. But I'll leave that up to you guys. If you want to see more, comment below. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for spending another magical moment with me. And all you wizards and muggles alike, keep it magical.